I'm Adrian Teal. I'm a caricaturist and cartoonist, and you will have seen my work in the Daily Mail, and I've also done an awful lot of political cartoons for various newspapers like the Sunday Telegraph and the Sun, God help me. The Gin Lane Gazette is a fictional Georgian newspaper from the 18th century, but it's a compendium of best bits from that newspaper, all dealing with true stories. I'm hoping it's going to be a lovely bawdy romp through the 18th century. The editor of the newspaper, I've called him Nathaniel Crowquill. Crowquill is the guy who puts the compendium together, so he's sort of in his early 70s. He's a kind of a broken down, sort of inky-fingered old hack. Crowquill has an illustrator on his staff called Isaac Jakes, who's a kind of a debauched figure who spends more time in the gin shops and the brothels in London than he does at his copper plates and drawing board. I didn't base Jakes on myself, I don't think. I think there's probably a bit of Jakes in every caricaturist. I'm hoping to put in all the elements most of the elements of a modern newspaper, so you'd have sports reports, obituaries, certainly gossip columns, because gossip columns are a big feature of Georgian newspapers as well. Well, the idea is to have a kind of an anonymous gossip columnist. It goes under the name of the Seven Dial Stroller. There's so much that a gossip columnist can talk about at this time. Prince of Wales, Prince Frederick, he was killed by a cricket ball, developed an abscess on his lung and died some weeks afterwards, so that was slightly unfortunate for him. There's a character called Juliana Popjoy. She was the mistress of Beau Nash, who was the master of ceremonies at Bath. Beau Nash died in straitened circumstances and up to his ears in debt. She looked after him in his dying years, and when he died she was so distraught that she lived for the rest of her days in a hollowed out tree. Mary Toffs is a fantastic story. I'm going to do an obituary of Mary Toffs. She was a woman who conned a succession of royal doctors into thinking that she'd given birth to a litter of rabbits. I think it was 17 rabbits in total. A fantastic story about the learned pig, who was a kind of a salon entertainment. He was dragged around various salons throughout the latter half of the 18th century. He could do card tricks, and he was very numerate and did some really quite extraordinary things. What I'm hoping for is if people leaf through this book, I'd like them to feel that they're kind of entering the Georgian world. If I've achieved that, then I've achieved my aim. So we're going for kind of virtual 18th century reality. That's my plan.